Morning, everyone. Just getting set up here. I am anticipating for Master Amsi Smaat to show up, and we're going to go over Mantu martial arts, which is an ancient Egyptian martial art. And just trying to, still learning this software. I'm not sure why. Okay, I think I got it working. So until he shows up, we'll just do some warming up exercises, and then if he doesn't show up, I'll just continue and do the workout. So, um, sort of fling your arms around. Twist. What you want to do is twist your hips cross, and then your hands just follow. So you can see your hands are just following like this. Hit higher part of your body, use waking it up, feeling a connection to your body, feeling today. I'll focus on. Let's see. Today, what I'm going to focus on is the slow, steady. We're going to talk about qigong and do some stretching. And if Master Mott shows up, then I'll do this tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern. So what I'd like to show you is, the there's something in the energy. There's something called chi energy or chi. And first, let's get into the positioning. So feet wider than shoulder width apart, knees out, pelvis under, and get as low as you can. I'll explain. So what chi is it's what you could consider life force energy or vital energy, and it has lots of power, I guess you could say. There are some stories or instances of people utilizing chi to throw people. I've never personally witnessed it or done it myself, but I understand the potential science behind it. So there's actually a martial art that is based on it. It requires many hours of meditation a day. So in this, what we're just going to start by doing is finding our center. So it's called the Dantian. It's 2 inches below your belly button, 2 inches in. And just sort of sit there and just think about that spot. Don't have to really do anything else, just think about it. And as you think about it, you want to breathe in through your nose and your stomach expands. And then out through your mouth. Stomach goes all the way back. What you want to do is stomach out, almost like a pregnant belly, then pull it all the way back. Keep your breaths as slow as you can. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to slowly raise our hands and raise them down. So we're going to inhale. So think about your dantian. Stop just about at eye level. Just want to sort of imagine your hands like this. Exhale, inhale. Now, if you're not a big multitasker, just go ahead and stop here. You are a multitasker. On your inhale, I want you to squeeze what's called the PC muscle, or some people might call it your tank. Women do Kegel exercises. This is the muscles that you utilized, or men if you're trying to stop the flow of pee. It's that same muscle. So in your inhale, as your hands are going up, again, this is only if you're able to multitask. As you inhale, hands going up, you squeeze that muscle. And then on the exhale, and your hands go down, you release it. Squeeze. I just realized there's a possibility. Go ahead and shake it out. And if at any point your muscles start to get tired or your legs start to get tired, um, just go ahead and stand up and shake your legs out. Now, what we're going to do, same position, toes forward as best you can, knees out, bend down, pelvis under. Now, what we're going to do is hands. So your hands are basically going to be like a 90-degree angle here, but your hands are not going to be up here. They're not going to be down there. Just going to be sort of 45 degrees facing that way, diagonal. And as you breathe in this time, what you're going to do is you're going to suck all the positive energy that's around. So I'm out here in nature. So I'm going to suck all the energy from the grass, suck the energy from the clouds, suck the energy from the sun, whose energy is still always ever present. And then that's when you're breathing in, sucking it in through your hands and your palms. And then when you breathe out, you blow out all the negative energy, all the fear, all the anxiety, all the worry, all the hatred, all everything. Suck in, breathe in, squeeze, tank. And if what the other things I'm saying are too much, then just simply do the physical posture. Suck in, blow out. In, I'll be out here at 9 tomorrow if you want to exercise. Oh, okay. I haven't done my advertising yet, so I'm going to be passing cards out today and getting some flyers done. Maybe we'll have a couple more people join us. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to put our hands together like this. So your fingertips are almost touching, but not quite. Elbows are up, not down, not like this. It's not like this. It's this. With the energy, you're going to now imagine this energy flowing from this fingertip around this fingertip, and from this fingertip around this fingertip. Then out. Then breathe out. Again, if you're multitasking, breathe in, squeeze, breathe out, relax. Then out. Then breathe out. Then breathe out. Here's Norton. Or maybe that's not. House right over there. It's the owner of Norton Antivirus. Beautiful house. I'll show it to you when they're not, then when they're not there, quite so obviously. So now, that was the standing meditation. I'm going to show you the sitting meditation side of it. Now, go ahead and sit. I'm going to put your thumbs, block off your thumbs, putting them in between your fingers. Rest comfortably on your knees. And this is just a specific meditation for a specific purpose. So there are lots of different ways to meditate. There's no quote unquote right way or wrong way. In this one, what we're going to do is as we breathe in through our nose, stomach expands, we squeeze our PC muscle as we go up. And what we're going to do is we're going to start, actually, so we're going to breathe out first. What we're going to do is we're going to imagine the sun's energy pouring in through our head and then going down the front of our body, down to our dantian, and then from our dantian goes straight back to our pelvic bone, base of our spine, and then from there it goes up. So breathe in, so breathe out, down, in the front, breathe in, up the back. Back. So what you're going to do is you're going to create a circle. So going down the front of the body, coming up the back of the body. Front of the body, back of the body. Squeeze, breathe in, goes up, down. After you start doing this practice, you'll start to feel the chi building up. You might feel it in your dantian. Sometimes you might feel it in your hands. When you're doing this meditation, which is called the microcosmic orbit, you'll start to feel it along the pathway. So take time. It takes different times for different people. It took me a long time to feel the chi. And then, but when I keep up with the practice, I can feel it very, very, very strong. There's also a part 2 or advanced part of this. So just so you understand, so this practice is all part of Taoism. So Taoism is an ancient science, art, you can call it religion, spirituality, lifestyle, nutrition, everything that the Africans brought to China. So this is actually our ancient science, which Chinese have kept relatively pure, or probably pretty pure, all the way down all these thousands and thousands and thousands. So if you know anything about Chinese culture, it's very insular. They don't want a lot of change. They like tradition. They respect family. So there's a lot of things that in America we would say, oh, China is so bad. But in many instances, the insulation actually allows them to keep things like traditions um, for centuries and millennia, really. So this is our ancient science, which we are now taking back. And then through our own intuition and our own connection to source and the spirit, we will then take even on to the next level. So at the moment, again, so squeeze. So imagine all the positive energy coming in through your head, going down your front, you're exhaling. And you're squeezing, going up your back. One more thing important with this meditation, I know I'm throwing a lot at you, is that you take your tongue and you touch it to the roof of your mouth. What this does is it connects the circuit. So if you could imagine battery, um, and you only have the battery, and that's it. Well, now you take the battery and you plug it into something else, and then there's a connection. So what that does is it allows you to actually connect the energy so that it'll more easily flow. So understand this is a naturally occurring energy flow or chi flow in our bodies. It's natural. It happens all the time. But what we're now doing is we're thinking about it and we're focusing it, and we're paying attention to it. So we're bringing it to our attention. And then if you do that and you tuck your tongue to your roof of the mouth, it makes it even that much more, much easier for it to flow. So thumbs, sit up straight, breathe out, squeeze, breathe in, up the back, all the way around. And then you start to breathe out just when it gets to your tongue. Your eyes, you can have them open or closed. If they're open, pick a spot in front of you and stare at it, a single spot. So I'm going to pick a blade of grass to stare at. So as you continue to do that, eventually you'll start to feel the chi flowing up your back and down your front. When you start to feel it, at first it might just feel like a warmth, maybe a tingling feeling. And then as it builds, it'll actually get to the point where you're feeling something's like moving through your body. And then it'll eventually even start to make you move. So it'll actually move you up, and then you'll start to feel it down, and you start to feel it. So I'm faking it now, but when it actually happens, there's nothing you can do to stop it. It's literally moving your body. So this is so what I was saying about Taoism. I'm sorry. I will sometimes get distracted. What I was saying about Taoism is it's our ancient science. So right now, Taoism, as we know it, would include the way of the Tao. So anytime you start to hear about Bruce Lee talking about be like water, my friend, be like water. Well, this is philosophy of Taoism. I don't know specifically if he was a Taoist. I think he might have been a Christian, but all of the tradition and all of the studies that he did in martial arts was based and rooted in Taoism, which is our ancient African spirituality and martial art and every lifestyle. So we have within Taoism Kung Fu, Tai Chi, Qigong. We also have something that they call sexual Kung Fu. So I've actually written a book called The Spiritual Science of Sex. It gets into what was essentially what you might call the Min priesthood, MIN. If you search MIN Egypt on Google, you'll see who I'm referring to. This is an ancient Egyptian god who actually lived in the physical form, lived here on earth. These are not, when they start talking about Egyptian gods, we're not talking about these spook beings or this afterlife and all of these. No, we're talking about physical human beings who are here on earth, who just simply were embodied with the spirit of whatever ancestor, whatever god, whatever that they might have been embodied by. So being able to connect. So anyway, so the book that I wrote is called The Spiritual Science of Sex, and you can download it at sss.okolo. So, now we're going to do just a little bit of stretching. I'm going to keep today a little short, maybe around 30 minutes. And I will be out here again tomorrow at 9 a.m. tomorrow instead of 8 a.m. So there's a certain type of stretching that I want you to learn. It is, the style of stretching can be used in any area. But once you understand it, you find that it works and it helps you get more flexible in ways that you were not previously aware. So what the strategy is, so imagine I'm trying to lift my knees up. Now I'm trying to push my knees down into the ground. So what I want to do is just slowly and casually lean as far as I can. Then I want to squeeze down and squeeze my legs, squeeze my knees, squeeze everything as hard as I can. Then through my nose, out through my mouth. Continue to squeeze those muscles. Squeeze, push them down, squeeze all of them, your quads, your calves, your everything. Squeeze, pull your toes back, squeeze. What we're going to do is we're going to squeeze for 20 seconds and then we're going to release. Okay. Don't forget to breathe, deep breathing in and out. Try to keep your back straight, something that I have to remind myself. I want to be hunched over as I just was, back straight. Another way to do it, this is one of the things that they teach in yoga, which is also a great technique, is take your two fingers, put them between your, I don't know what you call it, your thumb toe, your big toe and the next toe. And then just squeeze and pull back on your toes, all your toes, as hard as you can. When in this instance, what you're doing is you want to tighten all of these muscles up. The best way to do that is actually to push knee up and but keep it down with your hand. So imagine your knees is down as far as it can go, and then you're trying to lift, okay? Trying to lift your knee. Now your hand is keeping your knee from going up. So I'm lifting it, but I'm pushing my knee down. Lifting it, pushing my knee down. So I'm trying to lift my knee. You see my hand now is keeping it. And what that's going to do is it's going to create friction here. This type of stretching is called isometric stretching. You don't want to do the traditional type of stretching because it can hurt your muscles, especially if they're not warm yet. So imagine a cold rubber band and you try to pull it and try to pull it, and then eventually it'll snap. And that's what can happen if you do regular stretching, where you just try to squeeze and pull and push and have somebody push you and pull you. Not good. So in this instance, try to push your knees up, keep them down with your hands. Breathe. One leg out. Same thing. Squeeze, push your knees down. Squeeze all these muscles. Quads, all of them tighten up, tighten up. So they're loose or tight. Loose, tight. Other side. Always breathing. So let me remind you real quick. The way to breathe is, imagine your chest. You don't want to breathe through your chest. That's shallow breathing. What you want to do is you want to breathe through your stomach. That's deep breathing. There's also breathing where you can breathe in through your stomach and then your chest to get an even deeper breathing. But don't just breathe through your chest. If you watch a baby breathe, you'll see that their stomach rises and falls. And I don't know when it happens, but at some point we forget how to breathe and we start to breathe in our chest. So keep that breathing, that belly breathing that we do naturally as children, babies. So my hands are what's moving, not my chest. That's the breathing we want to do all the time, not just exercising, but breathing all the time. And if you're not doing any exertion, then you can just simply breathe in through your nose, out through your nose. Or if you're concentrating on your breath, for example, doing a 10 count when you're angry, that's a great way, is breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth. I recognize my lighting is not very good here, so I'll look to bring better lighting next time. I'm not sure if a lamp will work outside. Anyway, I'll try. So next stretch is, so you want, some people, if this is as far as you can go down, that's okay. At this point, what you want to do is, again, take that knee, straighten it, push it into the ground. So when you're taking your heel and then you're pushing it into the ground. The heel into the ground, squeeze. So loose, tight. Another way, spread your knees as far apart as you can and just try to, and then now what you want to do is push your knees close together. So you're squeezing, you're tightening up your groin muscles, your quads, just squeezing and tightening up as many muscles as you can. Now, I have been suffering from a tight IT band since 2006. 2006. Yes, 2006 when I ran the Boston Marathon. I was tight going into it, and then I ended up getting tight after it, and then I've never properly dealt with it. So now what that's done is it's caused pain, pretty much all the way from the source of the IT band, which I think is down here, all the way up to my hip here. And then it also, if I'm correct, I have to check the physiology of the body, but I think it also then connects over here. So I've got pain from here down to over to here, and then this part's very tight. So anyway, so that's my challenge. That's what I'm working on. And last thing I'll do is the, you know, my goal here is to get back. Used to be able to do it as a child, and then actually have done it a couple times as an adult. To get my chest, my legs all the way out and my chest to the ground. So that's going to be my goal. I'm going to get it. I'm going to do it. So one thing I want you to know is you can see right now, this is where I am for my stretch. So this is as far as I can go right now. So this, in a way, is me starting over or being at the beginning. And that's what I want. That's the analogy for my life. In many ways, I am coming from rock bottom. For those of you that don't know some of my story, about, well, how long ago? But I was in a homeless shelter for about 9 months. So in this sense, we're taking our knees and we're pushing down again, tightening all these muscles. So I was in a homeless shelter for about 9 months, and really have just been continually rebuilding my life since then. And now I'm doing much better. Money is flowing, and now I'm just ready to really take it to the next level. So now my interest is teaching everyone else how to get into the money. Because what I oftentimes say is, what happened during COVID for a lot of people was, they got unemployment or they didn't have to work or whatever it was. And I say, well, there's about two things that are likely to happen if somebody doesn't have to work for their food, clothing, and shelter. So if you've got the base taken care of, food, clothing, and shelter, someone is likely to fall into two camps. They're either going to fall onto the couch, or they're going to fall into their purpose. So if we could imagine getting people to the point where they're not stressed about work and day to day, running to their job, and et cetera, then they can fall into their purpose. So then you're like, well, how are we going to have all the people? We're not going to have the workers. Well, you see, the capitalists were wrong in that part, because there's going to be people. Think of it as an ecosystem, closed system. There is going to be everything we need. For example, if you were a lion and you were told that your job was to, what's it called that they do, what the bees do, pollinate. If you told a lion that his job was to pollinate flowers, he'd look at you like he was crazy, like you were crazy. Why would a lion pollinate flowers? But a bee pollinates flowers without any effort. That is their purpose. That is part of their mission. So there's going to be the teachers, even if there's no money involved. There's going to be the people who have an interest in keeping this world and this earth clean. There's going to be the janitors. There's going to be everything we need, because we're a closed system and we're a perfect system. So everything will get done. Of course, perfect if we're right frame of mind, I suppose. And that's part of why, our mission is also, world peace is achievable in our lifetime. So now we're going to squeeze down and breathe heavily for 20 seconds. Got another inch out. And as you squeeze down, you'll feel your muscles just tensing up and tightening up. This is not a push to try to reach as far as you can. You go just to the point, just at before pain, maybe pressure, and then squeeze. So that's it for now. We might have gotten the times wrong. So Master Mott might be coming at 9 a.m. Eastern. Um, but either way, I will be out here again tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern. And I look forward to you joining me. Tomorrow, we might pick it up a little bit and do some more aerobic type exercises and some strength training. Okay. Everyone, have a great day. Peace. Wadu.